is Cool. If this is your first time visiting my channel, you're very much welcome. And if you have been watching my videos, thank you for being faithful. I'm super excited to be here today, and I'm also excited about what I'm going to be talking about. You're going to know about it sooner than later. So in most communities, it's very important for a young girl or young guy or just someone starting a career in a particular area to have a role model to look up to, because that makes it easier for them to be able to dream about it. It makes them see, oh, this is actually possible. I can actually achieve this. When it comes to feminism, I do have a role model and someone I really look up to, and she's called Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. She's a Nigerian novelist and also a feminist, and I really look up to her when it has to do with things concerning feminism. She's written a feminist manifesto book, a guide on how you should teach a young child to become a feminist, and I'm a huge fan, to say the least. So today I'm going to be talking about lessons I have learned from Chimamanda concerning feminism and just life in general. So the first one is concerning women and anger. In one of her interviews with BBC, she mentioned how in some communities women are not allowed to show anger, especially here in America, where if you're a black woman and you show anger, you're referred to as a black angry woman, which is kind of like a stereotype and has so much negative connotations. So it's very important that even though women are not necessarily allowed to be angry, it's important that as women we should use our anger as a propelling force for change and as a propelling force to do positive things in our communities. For example, if you have been sexually assaulted and you're so angry about it and wondering why this happened to you, you could use that anger and that energy to be able to create awareness in your community about sexual assault and the negative consequences, and also how it affects youth. Have you shared with Trevor Noah? And Trevor Noah started the interview by saying, during the Daily Show, you can look it up. Yeah, so Trevor Noah started the show by saying feminism has a very negative connotation, and he asked Chimamanda what she thought about that. And she says, because people associate feminism to the extremes of feminism. Like, a feminist is someone who doesn't shave her legs or someone who hates men, but that's not actually the case. A feminist is someone who advocates for equal rights between men and women, because it's very important that we should be relinquished from the limitations of gender stereotypes or gender inequality or just the constraints of gender. For example, when you look at men are expected to be strong, they're expected to be bold, they're expected to be confident, and they're expected to be breadwinners of the family. On the other hand, women are expected to be caregivers, they're expected to be loving, they're expected to just show so much emotion all the time. However, there are some women who are confident, who are bold, and who want to provide for their families, and so gender tends to limit individuals' abilities to achieve these goals and to achieve these ambitions in life. And the next thing I also learned about her, the third thing, is about chivalry, and she really sheds light on these things, because as a feminist myself, there are sometimes I'm like, I want to be a feminist and I really believe in equal rights between men and women. However, I still want to be loved and treated nicely by men, and chivalry emerges from the fact that women are weak and they need to be taken care of. However, this is in contradiction with feminism, because women are not necessarily weak, and there are some women that are stronger than men. So if a man should be nice to a woman, as Chimamanda puts it, he should be doing it because he wants to be nice, not because he feels that the woman is weak. And also, help should be given to those who need it, and not just because of their gender or because I'm a woman that you feel I'm weak and you feel I need help. And talking about what I was saying about me being a woman and also needing a man to care for me, I read a book about it's titled The Bad Feminist Essays, and it's about a lady who says she's a bad feminist because she doesn't practice extreme feminism. For example, she listens to music where men are being sexist towards women, and she enjoys the music, the beats, but when she listens to the lyrics, she's really petrified at the kind of thing she supports and the kind of music she listens to. So in our very little ways, we can all be feminists, whether it's being a bad feminist or being a good and remarkable feminist like Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. It's all left to you, but in every little way, let's come together as a community and create the change we want to see in our communities. The next change, the next lesson I learned from Chimamanda is we should teach young girls not to see marriage as an achievement. For example, you might have a daughter that just graduated from university and she now has a job. She has been working for 5 years. She also now just got her PhD and she seems really stable. And the only question you can ask her is, when are you going to get married? Yes, you have a PhD, but when are you going to get married? People keep treating marriage as a trophy, and that shouldn't be the case. Young girls are taught to see marriage differently than young boys. Young girls dream to be married. When they are very little, you see them dreaming, I want my wedding dress to not have hands, to look this way, to be pretty, to be white, or to be pink, or to be red. But guys are thinking of, I want to do this career-wise. So if we start teaching young girls not to see marriage as a trophy or as achievement, but to teach them that marriage is good and that it's nice to want to get married, but you can have other things to focus on, like building your career and stuff. And also teach them that love is really good and the love shared between a man and a woman is good and healthy, but marriage is not an achievement. It's just something that could make life more fulfilling, and without marriage you're still a fulfilled and healthy human being. The next lesson is going to be our last lesson, and it's about men being on board. So women are not only supposed to be trying to teach their kids how to be better, or how to be feminist, or how to promote equal rights between men and women, but we also need to get the man on board, because the world, sadly, it's a man's world and men tend to listen to other men. So if a man is on board about feminism, he will most likely tell his other fellow men, and they're going to be on board with feminism, and it's going to just with feminism or being a feminist, and it's going to make the world a better place. So those are the lessons I have for you today from Chimamanda Ngozi, and I was so happy to be here. If you like my videos and my content, do well to share it with your friends, loved ones, and family, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel so when I post new videos, you're going to get notifications. Thank you very much, and see you next time.